should have enough time to get here.
So, how long would the teacher meetings be?
How long it would be?
Yes, sir.
Generally about 1 hour.
All right. Thanks.
On probably one occasion or so, it might go a little bit more than that. But generally, my online session don't last too long.
All right. And it'll be every week or every other week?
And normally I try to meet with you every week, which is why it's generally short. I normally like to keep in touch with the students, see what progress you're making. Now, if you have any questions you want to ask me, so generally I meet, but not for long.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Just in case another lecturer probably set a time somewhere later on the evening. So we want to settle and make sure that our times are established. Any question before we move on?
Still, yes, more questions. Well, after time.
Who going first? Blair?
I'll go first. So I'm trying to access the...
Daniel? Okay, Daniel, go ahead.
Yes, so I'm trying to access the website and I'm not able to log into it.
First things first, you're on Custard E-Classroom. You want to share your screen quickly?
I'm on my phone. I'm on Google Classroom on my phone.
But you're on the Custard E-Classroom?
Yes, sir.
And there's a little link below that says launch the IT project management course. You click on that.
Right. Yes, sir.
And another screen is supposed to come up with a little link that says open tool.
Yes, sir.
When you click on that, tell me what problem you're meeting.
When I click on that, it takes me to a login screen and I'm not able to log in. It just says invalid login.
Now, you do not have to log in. That's the first thing. When you click on the link, it goes straight to the side. There's a share relationship between Custard website and the website where the notes is on. So you don't have to log in.
That's not what it's saying for me.
So that's the first thing. Even if you try to log in, you would not be able to log in because you don't have any login credentials. A login is not required. The same login that you use for Custard is the same login that the website would use. It's called a single sign-on. So there's not a separate login. So it's not like if you go to the website, you can log in. Now I see you're already on the site. So what I would do, I would remove your login and see if you can log in again.
Okay.
So give me a few seconds. I'm seeing your login. You're logged in already. And let's see how we can fix that. So one, do not try to log in because that is not possible.
Afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Right. Okay, see if you can get back in. And let's see if we could track down the problem that you get in. So while Kyle is doing that, Blair?
Yes, sir. The question I had is I wanted to find out if I could possibly attend class every other week. Because
well, that's up to you. Most of the material on the website, once you can keep up with the work and get the material done, attendance is not really a major issue. But you gotta keep up with the work.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, Kyle, you making progress?
Yes, sir. It took me to a screen that says enrollment options, and in the top right it's saying using guest access.
Neither would work.
And it says guest cannot access this course, please log in.
You cannot access it by logging in. You can't access it as a guest. When you go to the Custard website and you log into the Custard website and you click on the link, that's the only how you get in. You get in with your login to Custard. What did you log into Custard eClassroom as?
My Custard login.
Mm-hmm. What operating system are you using on your phone? Do you have a desktop or a laptop that you can use to log in?
So I'm using my phone for the Google Meet right now, but I'm on my computer trying to log in.
What operating system are you using on your computer?
Windows 10.
That shouldn't be a problem.
So let him join on his laptop on the computer so he can share the screen now. Let them join on the laptop too so he can on the computer so he can share the screen as well.
Yeah, you can always do that anytime. He can join on both. You can always do that anytime. The last time he was logged in, I was seeing it. Let's see. I ain't seen them yet this time. Kyle Daniel. That means he went somewhere else. Very first thing you need to know, you cannot log in directly to the site. So while you're on the site, you can't just log off and log back in. You have no login. The login is a set of computed information from the information you have on the Custard website. So it's not like you can log off and log in. It does not use your Custard credentials to log in. So it's not like you can log off and try to log back in using your Custard credentials. Either.
Yeah, mister.
You log into Custard, you can go to the site, you do your work, you close the thing, and you move on to another course.
Sam, I use a different browser and it worked.
It working now?
Yes, sir.
Let me see if Kyle gets in. So today also is to sort out these kind of issues. If you get them, but they will arise. Any little login problems. If you're having login problems, one of the solutions might be to use a different browser. I'm going to check and make sure you're there. In the list. Yeah, you're there. All right. So that may be a solution, but note, once you log out, you go back to your eClassroom and you log in through there. It's called a single sign-on. Some of you are a little bit more advanced doing IT. Single sign-on involves encrypted keys. The relationship is between the two websites. I do not know what your password is. I would know much information. I could have given you a login directly to the website, but that also means anybody else could use your login. However, to log in, you first have to log in to Custard. So you can't log into the website directly. It's built in such a way that you must log in to Custard first. enough about that for now. Anybody else? Any other issue we need to iron out? So once we get login out of the way, now the course is listed as an online course, but I still would meet with you. Even though most of the material you can work on, I would normally touch base with you to check your progress. The website contains much information. But let's look at the course outline at this point in time. Let me share my screen just to make sure that the share feature is working. All right. You see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Hello. So this is the course outline, which you would find on the website. Of course, it contains a lot more information using Bloom's taxonomy, so forth and so forth. But you can read that in time when you have time to do that. However, project management is simple. Simple from the point of view of the basic item that you will have to go through. There are many different approaches that we can use to it. However, in the course, we look at a number of different approaches, and basically we synthesize the information. So the course is really laid out in modules. Some modules may take you longer than others to finish, but the general idea is over a 15-week period, we can get the job done. So your notes on the classroom in module 1 of the course, in addition to the notes on the modules, you will have additional material to support you, whether it's flashcards or any other additional material there to support you. Note, the field is one which is continuously changing. So even while we are going to discuss it this semester, there are going to be developments that are occurring in the field and changes that occur in the field. That's the nature of management. Management is not a static thing, it's something that keeps changing all the time. So while we are discussing it in a classroom, it doesn't mean that practicing managers are doing what we are talking about. So we also have to keep in mind, all right, preferably if you have access to any management journal or project management journals that you can read, that will be useful because there's a section on the website for discussions where I encourage you to discuss stuff. So whether you read the journals or you read Google Scholar, where you can access some probably free journals, you are encouraged to also read those things. Module 2 will deal with the basic project management concepts and definitions. I can tell you those now. They deal with the knowledge that a project manager needs to have. They also deal with the processes that the project manager will use and the tools and techniques that are available to us as project managers. While this course is an elective course, it is very helpful in allowing you to develop the skills and techniques you need at the tertiary level, especially those of you, and most likely all of you, you have multiple courses to do. You have limited time to get it done in, and it repeats again in new scenarios every semester. The skills you would learn in this course can be applied to all the other courses that you're doing and your work and everything that you do in life. It's that type of subject. It is something that you can see in your environment, whether it's in school, in work, in everything that you do. You can utilize the knowledge that you will gain. It will also broaden your knowledge on management issues that you will find in modules 3 and 4. Different types of organizational structures, how they are staffed. While it would not make you an expert in organizational development, it would open your eyes to the structures that we use in organizations and why we staff them a particular way and hopefully what we're trying to achieve. You would also look at the general management functions. And these general management functions, the project management field have specific names to them when it wants to focus on specific things. So while in the old days, we just know it as planning, organizing, coordinating, so forth. In project management, once we start, to implement a project management philosophy, we start to refer to them by names such as initiation. Not every approach uses that term, but a number of them do. We'll have project planning. We have project execution. We have project monitoring and control. And project closeout. All of these, or the 5 which are listed there, are project management functions. Now, the term function is a technical term that is used in the management field to refer to a grouping of activities. A function is another word for department. You will note that sometimes the word we're referring to is a noun. Sometimes the word that we're referring to, is a verb, such as management. Sometimes we're referring to a skill. So at various times, you would clarify. So at the middle of the course is where we get to clarify. Of course, issues would arise, challenges would arise, and we get to clarify those things. Of course, in our weekly meetings, we do that on a smaller scale. At the end again, even though we'll be doing it throughout, so even though the thing is listed as a separate module, throughout we'll discuss currently. So if you're reading and you see new things and you bring it to my attention, I'm reading, I see new things, I'll bring it to your attention. So even though there's a separate module to focus on current developments, it's something that we do continuously. Of course, I'm one of those flexible people. As we go along in the course, we will decide whether we're doing an individual project or a group project, but we will decide based on how you progress. If you gel together and it looks like you will form a useful group among your members, then we can do that. Note, those students who I've taught before is fully aware that I do not set up WhatsApp group for you or administer your groups. That issue arose because before the course has started, they had assigned it to another lecturer about a week or 2 before. They assigned the course to me. I'm the content specialist for the course. I'm the one who normally teaches the course. But course assignment is the prerogative of the administrative team. They can assign any lecturer to do any course that they want us to do. All right. So if you had gotten any email concerning that, as I wrote, don't worry too much about it. For those of you who are new to me, the class will set up its own group. You will get your own administrator. The issues and challenges that you face, you try to iron out those issues and challenges among yourselves. You come to me if it's an issue that you cannot iron out or a challenge that You try and you cannot overcome, you cannot get no resolution to it, then I would deal with it. That's how I deal. I deal with it from the point of view of a manager. The things that you can handle, I am not going to get involved in. So, all of your communication, where you communicate with each other via WhatsApp or whatever, does not come to me. You use that to communicate, discuss your issues, work out your problems. Those problems that cannot be resolved without my intervention, then you bring me into it. So you'd find that you'll be going through the course without me communicating to you by WhatsApp. How do you get on to me? My preferred means of communication is just what I'm using right now. If you have a challenge, you want to have a private meeting, you normally write me, send me an email telling me of your situation, and I would arrange a meeting time, and we meet online just like our meeting, and we discuss it and see if we could resolve the issue one-on-one. Or if you have a small group, I meet with a small group. But that will be outside our regular meeting time. Of course, if the matter is not pressing, you can always leave it for our regular meeting time where we could share the solution with the rest of the class. But if it's a private matter and you want to meet one-on-one, that's how I operate. Not too complicated and highly flexible. Any questions?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Let me just take a few minutes, take you through how the website works. So this is what I would normally see when you log on. So that's how I know if you're in class. Of course, I have other information to help you. But let's get down to business. Once in the website, you will see the course outline here. You download it. That's what I just displayed to you. Even though the modules are listed just as the course outline. So, but if you want to read the course outline, there it is. Those of you who like reading textbooks, there's a textbook here that you can read. There's also a graphing tool. Let me make sure the link is working. The graphing tool is tied to some advanced features. But if you want to draw graphs and link them together, you can just click on Add Node, hover over your thing, click on the edge, drag from one to another, you get an arrow. So if you have to draw any network type of diagram that involves nodes and edges, you can use this tool to do it. Whether you are going to use it in this course sometime later on, or you need it for another course because you had to draw a graph and you needed to do it quickly, and you need an online tool that can be able to do it, especially a network type graph with nodes and edges. That's it for that. There are those of you who don't like reading books much. You're working and you don't really have time to read through the whole book. Yeah, there are course videos for those of you who like to watch videos. So try to cater for everybody. This is how it works. It's built around the modules, the 5 main project management, modules: initiation, planning, execution, and control, and close out. So you can find a video under there. It's not too long, it's short, generally less than 25 minutes or so. And you can go through it, especially if you have project management experience already. If you're working in the field of project management, and you know you don't have much time to read a textbook, this might be the way for you to go. So, videos are there. Another approach that I use when I'm teaching is concept maps. They are a specific tool, not necessarily just a diagram. They are designed with a particular approach in mind. Don't want it to be too big. Yeah. This here lays out the whole project management course with the learning outcomes mapped back to the course outline. Linking phrases are very important in a concept map because they explain to you what are the main concepts in the course. So if you look at it for this course, we'll be going through the methodology, we'll be going through the project life cycle, a business case. So the items you see listed in blue there, those are the main concepts. And of course, there are sub-concepts to them. Also, the learning outcomes in your course outline, the things that you need to focus on, they are also mapped to the concepts in the concept map. Some of you may have met it before. Some of you may not have met these tools before. It may be new to you. If you want to learn how to draw them, we can have another discussion on that at another time. Note, it is something that you can download and save to your repository folders where you keep your stuff. As you can see, it's an image. There's another one below there that focuses specifically on IT project management, which is what your course is about. As you can see, it has the same set of concepts, but some additional details with a greater focus on the IT aspects of project management. But you know, they're going to deal with methodologies, a business case, whether it's listed there or not. Note, a business case involves you justifying why you're doing the thing. So, these are the things that you look at, you need to read in advance of studying the actual videos and textbooks so you know what are the main concepts that you're going to meet. Note, they are color-coded, so you can match them to certain items. Sometimes you see the term phases. That's something we'll explain as we go along in the course, or when you go through the notes, it will be explained to you. But when I meet with you and I'm having a discussion, I will go through an explanation of these things. But these maps, you can download and keep them in a folder, because these concepts are the main concepts that we would learn or try to learn in the course, whether you're an experienced project manager or not. Enough about concept maps. That's another way to learn. That's my preferred way of learning because I can get everything on one page. All right. To be able to do certain things like the discussion, you need the academic search engines. They have a list in there of various search engines. If you have a link to EBSCOhost, I believe you probably need a login, a username and a login from the librarian to use EBSCOhost. But there are others which might be free. Any student use EBSCOhost, have a custard login for EBSCOhost? It's a research website that allows you access to research journals and research articles. Any of you all have access?
No, sir.
Nobody?
Yes, we used it last semester with the research course. I forgot the course code.
I take one, where is that? Libs 150?
Yes.
You still have your username and password, or is
Well,
everybody?
we used the link from the course.
Okay.
So,
That link still works.
I'll have to check, but I believe it's your Costa login. I'll look into it and
Yeah, check. And next time we meet, you can give me some feedback so I can probably post the information so your rest of your colleagues, if the link still works. Because the last time I asked about it, I was told that you need to speak to the librarian to get your own username and password to use it. So I'm not sure what is the requirements to get it. But if you have a link that works, then that will be useful. You need something to get into EBSCOhost. If you can't get into EBSCOhost, then you can use the rest of them. All right. Of course, there are your exams, but they are not available to you. When we reach that point, information will normally pop up on my notice board if I have anything important to say, more than the usual things that I am saying. So make sure you watch the notice board. However, this is where the bulk of your material is. Whenever you click, the eye would open and your quizzes, them would be there. You can attempt them multiple times. Those of you who are new to it, if you have any question, you can always discuss it with your colleagues in the WhatsApp group. But basics, you open a quiz, you attempt what you could attempt. Once the quiz is open, you can close it. When you come back, your answers that you have selected would be stored there. The only time it's considered as an attempt when you submit it for grading. You have to submit the quiz for grading. Then it will count as an attempt. The number of attempts you have is listed. Some quizzes you have unlimited attempts. Some of them you may have 3. But you just need to check it. Whenever you open up, when you click on the quiz, information put it into the number of attempts will be right there on the screen. Yeah? Some of them have a time, so this most likely might be a 10-question quiz, which means it's coming from a quiz bank. So every time you go in, it might have 10 different questions. But whatever is the highest grade you get, that is what. So it's designed in a way you can attempt it as much as you like. They are used for you to learn the material more than to test you. When I'm ready to test you, I will let you know. But this is where your notes are. So while there are additional items here that you can read, this is the main site for all your notes. When you click on it and you open it, you will see your name with a nice big welcome will be listed on top in gold, plus your name with another welcome will be listed below. Features of how it works. There's an annotation feature on here, which you have to register, where you can keep notes. So every time you log in, the notes you make will be right there on the side. If you have been using annotation features with website before, it shouldn't be problematic. But if you're having challenges, you work out that in your group. At the beginning of each module, there will be a mini map, not a concept map because there's no linking phrase, but it will list out the main topics for that particular module. For example, in module 1, you will see the main topics will be history, projects, roles, careers, profiling, principles, and project management. So you'll have an idea from the first page what the situation is. Also below there is a suggested reading time, how much time you should really spend there, but you can spend more if you wish. You can expand it. If you just want to read, you can expand the thing. If you find the space is not enough and you want more white space, then you can expand it to the full screen. Depending on what is more comfortable with you. as you go through. Yeah. There'll be videos and there'll be other items, the graphics. Yeah. There'll also be research articles like what you see in there. To give you an idea of what you should be reading. Try not to spend too much time reading websites which may not have high quality information. Other features include specifics, such as this item here. So this button will show you the specifics. Whenever you make progress, the information about your progress will be listed there. If you start something, it will show you when you start it. If you complete it, it will show you complete it. If there are drills, which are high-speed exercises, when you click on it, you will see this course doesn't have any. There are no labs either on the website, but there are 1 or 2 videos. Lots of knowledge checks, whereby if you're working on a particular thing, yeah, you can go to the knowledge check directly. So if you know you have knowledge about project management, you can just go through the knowledge check exercises there. There are multiple choice exercises that has feedback right there in the screen. So when you check it, some of them would provide you with additional details. You can just test your knowledge. Of course, you need to go through the reading material because that forms part of your grade, the reading. If there are any scenarios, normally that is when I would come in on a more heavier basis. Later in the course, like when we reach on to module 5, where we start doing some practicals, I will utilize the tools that are built into the modules. So there might be some tools which are built into some of the modules them there. Note, if something that's launching within, you can always right click and probably launch it in a new tab or so. So you can launch out of the window. So if you're not seeing it come up in the window, you can launch out of the window also. You're not tied inside of there. This course has no crosswords. If you want to change the background, you can change that here. If that is important to you, that is where you do it. There are other features, of course, which you would learn as you go along. Any questions?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So, as the course is now starting, note you're given time to read the material. You would have a preference, whether you like videos or you like textbooks or you like websites. All of that is provided for you. There are different ways to get the material to you. If you have any recommendations, comments, or concern, you can always send those to me via my Costat email. So that's how the website is designed. There are the modules, there are the quizzes in each module, and there may be some additional notes. So at the end, you get information on the final project. For those of you who like to approach it in my reading case studies, I have 2 case study books down there. Some of you might want to approach your studies that way, especially if you have experience. You might want to form a little group and sit down and discuss the practicals of a case. That's another way to learn. Information, the final project, and any discussion. There's probably one up already, a discussion. That will come up in the next 2 weeks about the topic. If that is too short, you can always indicate if you need more time. Depending on what we are doing, we can always, timings can always be moved wrong. Except for the quiz. If you're in a crisis, then you can write me and state what your situation is. But normally I try to meet the quiz deadlines. But the other items like discussions and those things, they have flexibility built in there. However, you try to get the course done by the scheduled time and you move on to your next semester or next course. That's my plan. That's my big plan. My grandly plan. Yes. Any questions?
No, sir.
Everybody think they will now be able to get an A since they know exactly what needs to be done?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Everything I assume should be clear. Once you know clearly what you need to do, it shouldn't be too problematic about getting it done. Especially the nature of the course. The course is called Project Management. This is where we deal with schedules, costs, quality, scope of work. That's one of my specialties, project management. If you want to read more about me, you can find information about me on the Custard website. But there's no additional marks given for that. So folks, it was nice meeting you. Welcome back. To the returning students, those who are new, who I haven't met before, welcome. It's nice meeting you. As we go along, we'll get to know each other.
Yes, sir. It was nice meeting you too.
Yes, sir.
Study hard,
Yes, sir.
and we'll all be happy. So keep safe until we meet
Same to you, sir.
a week time again.
So,
All right, sir.
Same to you, sir.
sir, let me talk to you after class, please.
No problem, Dinika.